Hey there folks, Aldershot here, and today we're going to talk about the 30 FPS Framerate Police Curation Page. This is a new thing, and it's created to inform the consumers of games that are locked to 30 FPS. Now, as PC gamers, and as a channel that covers a lot of Steam games, I think it's appropriate that we talk about this curation page. And the service that it provides, which I think it has some merit, right? We'll talk a little bit more about that. Now, this curation page is being hosted by one Mr. Total Biscuit, or John Bain, right? And for the two people out there who don't know who he is a very, very big YouTuber who does a lot of video game impressions and news and commentary. Essentially, he's a very, very big consumer video game pundit, if you will, right? And he's a big inspiration to this channel. He's been a big inspiration to me. I really like the videos that he put out. I think they're both entertaining and provides a great service, as well as I find his impressions very insightful many of the time. I don't always agree with it, but whatever, right? You can't agree with everybody all the time. But anyways, moving on. So this is supposed to inform, or at least this curation page is supposed to inform the consumers of any games that are locked to 30 FPS. And being PC gamers, you know, that is kind of annoying. So it does provide a service that I find that have merit. But because of the way it's approached, at least the way Total Biscuit decided to solve this problem, right, is a bit controversial. It's been kind of kicking up a bit of a ruckus with developers, with fans, with Steam users, with his own user base. There's a lot of people kind of arguing back and forth whether this is done correctly, if you will, or even should exist at all, right? I'm going to just first off and say I think it should exist. I think, of course, it should exist, right? It's just informing consumers of base facts of games that are locked to 30 FPS. That service has merit, because I know a lot of PC gamers who get annoyed by that, and you know, being able to quickly identify those games is definitely a service, right? However, here's the more controversial part, I guess. I don't completely agree with the way Total Biscuit has tackled this, if you will, and I kind of understand where the controversy is coming from. Now, first keep in mind that these curation badges are originally meant to be badges of honor, if you will. You don't mind me being a little bit overdramatic here. They're supposed to be basically easy, identifiable signs that somebody somewhere have recommended this game, right? Someone who took the effort and the initiative to put together a curation page in a group has given said game this badge of honor. Well, the 30 FPS badge is not a badge of honor. It is, I wouldn't say like a shameful badge or a badge of dishonor or anything, but it's not really a positive badge. I think that much I can say safely, right? I think we can all agree on that. It's not necessarily a positive thing to see. However, for the layman gamer out there who's not into all this internet culture, who might not watch Total Biscuit, who might not understand what 30 FPS even means, they just see a badge there and they're like, hey look, one more badge of recommendation, this game must be good. And that could cause confusion, right, to gamers who might not know better. So not only do people kind of see it sometimes as a badge of dishonor, which is a bit unfortunate, but also for, again, the layman gamer who's not into all this internet stuff, they can't differentiate on a quick look. They can't differentiate between a positive badge and a negative badge, right? So it's going to cause some confusion to some consumers, which is not a service that I believe this curation page is supposed to be providing. Obviously, it's not a service that is supposed to be providing. Confusing the consumer doesn't make sense, right? So the proper way to tackle this problem, if Total Biscuit was to do this, in my mind, the proper way of doing it is to not give games a 30 FPS badge of disapproval, rather give all games with 60 FPS or higher a badge of approval. So basically, rid the whole 30 FPS badge thing, I think, because again, it's confusing to consumers, to the layman consumer who don't know this thing. They just think it's a badge of recommendation, when it's actually not. But a 60 FPS badge would actually can be better perceived as a badge of recommendation, right? I know that's a lot more work, because there's a lot more games out there that are not locked to 30 FPS, thank God. But I believe this is the only proper way to handle this situation. Because now you're using the recommendation badges, the curation badges, properly as intended, as originally designed, as recommendations, rather than disrecommendations, right? And I do understand that Total Biscuit, you know, he's doing this completely for free and completely out of his own time. The only real benefit that he might gain from this, if this is pulled off properly, is maybe a little boost to his reputation, right? So it's very, by proximity, it's not even a direct benefit to him and his career. But that's only if it's pulled off properly. And judging from the controversy, I think, you know, it could use some tweaking. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's my recommendation. I know it's a lot more work. And I know, again, he's not getting paid to do this. But for the sake of fairness, and for the sake of following the original spirit of the curation page badges, I think it's the only proper way to do it, is to not give 30 FPS badges, but to give 60 FPS badges, right? So that's my thoughts on the matter. I know, maybe a little bit controversial. I don't mean to be. Hopefully I came off fair. If you disagree with me completely, I'm okay with that, obviously. Let me know in the comments. If you do agree with me, let me know in the comments. That'd be cool. I would love to hear some of your thoughts on this as well, guys. Well, anyways, thanks for watching, folks. Aldershot out.